Jackie, in Kern County, voters said yes to Proposition 8, 75% to 25%. The most passionately debated proposition is still being debated today.
Statistically, it looks like Prop 8 has passed in California. It is on a very thin margin. However, it's a very close race, hard-fought race, very expensive race. But I'm very optimistic. It looks like it's official that Prop 8 has passed, and we do have traditional marriage restored in this state between one man and one woman.
Opponents say the local fight against Prop 8 has united them for a cause. They say that November 4th may have been a loss, but the fight goes on.
It was an excellent tool for us to use to continue to build our community, and we started all this with maybe, I don't know, a couple dozen volunteers, and by the time we were done we had hundreds, and so that really gives us something to build on for the future.
Now the issue remains as to all those same-sex couples who tied the knot earlier this year. Legal experts say they'll have to be resolved in court whether their unions are valid.
The domestic partnerships will still be in effect. Nothing has changed as far as they go, and we'll continue to do same-sex unions for those wishing to get married in a church setting.
Now, late word this afternoon that County Clerk Ann Burnett has stopped issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples, even though the election has not officially been certified. In studio, Mark Christian, ABC 23.
And late word this afternoon that Kern County Clerk Ann Barnett has stopped issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples, even though the election has yet to be officially certified. ABC 23's North of the River reporter Mark Christian talked to local people today on both sides of the Prop 8 issue. He joins us now in studio with their reaction the day after. Mark?
Todd, Burnett says that she made a judgment call because if Prop 8 gets certified, then all those new marriage licenses will not be valid. It'll be a wait and see because there are still absentee and provisional ballots to be counted. In Kern County, voters passed Prop 8 75% to 25%. The most passionately debated proposition is still being debated today. Across the state, the numbers were close, and as those numbers came in, passions on both sides of the issue had been growing. Opponents say that the local fight against Prop 8 has caused them to be united on both sides. Now, November 4th has been a loss, they say, but they will continue to go on. Supporters of Prop 8 say that voters should have the last word.
We've done it twice. Twice is enough, and let's let the system should work the way it's intended. And we have voted again, and I think the people have spoken. Marriage is between one man and one woman, period.
And we're definitely, looking to the future for, what happens next in our community as well. Regardless of what happens with Prop 8, Bakersfield's gay community is going to be much stronger and much more vocal.
Now the issue remains as to all those same-sex couples who tied the knot earlier this year. Legal experts say they'll have to be resolved in court whether their unions are valid. Now, Whitney Weddell tells us that opponents of Proposition 8 will be holding a candlelight vigil at 8 o'clock tonight at Panorama and River. In studio, I'm Mark Christian, ABC 23.
The battle over Proposition 8. California voters have approved a constitutional amendment that would ban gay marriage. But 29 Eyewitness News reporter John Dabkovich is here with more on why that battle is far from over. John.
Well, Lisa, neither side thought the issue would be resolved on Election Day, and it turns out they were right. Moments after the Secretary of State called the election for Prop 8, the first lawsuit was filed. It's an issue that spurred protests on the streets of Bakersfield and nearly every other city in the state. Proposition 8 is a constitutional amendment that overturned a Supreme Court ruling that made gay marriage legal in California. Today, it officially passed.
Marriage should be a man and a woman. So I'm very proud of that.
I mean, I'm not against anybody for their particular preference of lifestyle, but I think that we just need to keep things in proper perspective, and that's my feeling about it. And I'm glad for the final verdict on it.
Back in June, Whitney Weddell and Lori Renee were one of the first same-sex couples to get married in Kern County.
I was saying to her and to both of our families and all of our friends and everybody else that was there that we love each other and we want to be together and we're willing to take care of each other.
But what now? Early indications are that same-sex marriages won't be dissolved. Rather, they won't be recognized by the state. But gay marriage supporters say they're not giving up until the last vote is counted. And even then, it won't be over. At least one lawsuit has already been filed, and many more are expected. ensuring that the battle over Prop 8 won't end anytime soon.
The M word came to be something emotionally bonding for both of us, more so than the domestic partnership. And we're going to hang on to that piece of paper no matter what happens.
Well, you know, like anything, it always comes out in the wash in the end, and the truth will always prevail in what's right.
Well, one thing, perhaps the only thing that is certain in this, we won't see a same-sex marriage issued in Kern County anytime soon. Because constitutional amendments take effect immediately, the clerk's office has stopped giving them out.